All right, welcome. It's Tuesday, 28th of December. We are on our countdown to 2022. Is that not crazy? Yeah, we only have a couple of days left in the year. So make more of it, I guess, right? How was your guys' Christmas? Did you get to take some time off? Were you able to go home? Hope you had a wonderful, relaxing time filled with good food, as always. So welcome, you guys. My name is Jessie. I'm with Decker Truckline, and every week we do a YouTube live, there we go, on Tuesdays at noon Central to answer some of your questions, kind of lay out what we have available here at Decker, and give you any updates that are going on in the world. So we'll keep you in the loop on that. Now, feel free to ask any questions that you might have. Just please go ahead and put it into the chat. And between myself and Anna, you can see in the background, hi. She's there to help answer some questions for us as well. So we'll get her rolling. Now, today I wanted to kind of lay out a little bit of information on our referral bonus, which we've had throughout the year. This is our third or fourth year that we've done this referral bonus. Might be our fourth. However, this, of course, is about $10,000 more, or has been about $10,000 more paid out this year than the previous year. So it's fantastic to see the growth of it, which means I'm taking that as we are doing things better in the long run, and therefore more people are being referred. So that's how I'm taking it. Hopefully that is a good reflection of it, but we would like to get your input. So last week we discussed Workhound, and Workhound is a company that we partner with to gather information, kind of give surveys and get the details, any suggestions you might have, good, bad, maybe just a little bit of insight for us so that we know more about how we're doing for you, I guess. And it's not only for our drivers, but it's also for our office personnel, so we can get an overall view, areas that need to be improved so that we can act on that as well. So I really appreciate it. For any of those who are receiving those Workhound surveys, please go ahead and respond to them. And of course, they are anonymous. However, sometimes there's situations where we might need to get more information from you so that we can amend it. If it's something that needs to be improved on, if it's a case-by-case scenario and you happen to be a case that we are trying to improve on, then there's a very good chance that Jason or Gerard or myself will reach out to you and ask you to reveal yourself so that we can get more details and fix, if it's a problem, fix the problem. Also, I've reached out to several of you who have given us these positives, these praises. We love those, by the way. However, I do want to make sure that we are getting accurate information from everybody. But if I reached out to you because of a positive and ask you to reveal, that's because I'd like to share it on social media. I like to be all over our Facebook, our Twitter. Sometimes we're on Twitter, our TikTok, our YouTube, our Instagram, all of the above. So we love to share that kind of information, and we'd like to give credit where credit's due. So if you have a praise, we would like to let them know, but it's not required, so you don't have to do that. Anyways, that's what the Workhound is about. But it's really a great resource for us to gather the information and use it. So not just gather it and leave it there to sit, but actually improve upon, which I think we've done a fairly good job of it overall. There's always room for improvement, so I'm not going to deny that ever. There's always room for improvement. But yes, we've seen some fantastic wins over the last, I'd say over the last year we've been doing this for a year, but I would bet even a little bit before that with the communication that's been going through. So some of those Workhound wins we went over last week. Love to see those. That was bringing aboard for example, bringing aboard the Des Moines shop and opening that and bringing additional resources, having some popcorn in some of those. Adding the TV, having increased weight for the dog policy, all of the above. But not only has that helped us to improve as a company and to serve our drivers and our employees better, but it's also landed us a nomination for the 2022 Best Fleets to Drive for. An honor that does not go by lightly. We are quite honored by it. So I'm excited to see who wins, but I really am just voting for us. So anyways, side note, if you thank you if you've participated in that as well, because I do know they reached out to quite a few people. Ken says, hey Ken, by the way, I have a question. Can we cancel winter? I think that is a fantastic idea. I will nominate, or I motion to whatever. I'm totally with you on that. Speaking of weather, I do have a few updates for you. The July 4th pass, if you guys saw my Facebook posts or a little bit later this morning, the July 4th pass is actually requiring chains. And I know earlier this morning, around 9 when I had posted it, they weren't. So as of, this was right as of what? I gotta look at the time it was. Okay, right around 10. So an hour later, I find out that 4th of July pass is in fact requiring chains. So please be on the lookout, be safe. Overall weather conditions, to kind of give you an update on that. We had Wyoming I-80, surprise, surprise, road closure there. So I-80 was closed from Rock Springs to Laramie due to some of the weather conditions. They did estimate between about 8 to 11 hours. That was around 8 a.m. that they sent that message out. And then we also have chains required and snow flurries happening between mile marker 239 and 243, US 97. So we've got that in Chilocquin. Is that how you say that? Chilocquin? In Oregon. In Oregon. There you go. There you have it. What else do I have? Snowpacked and icy, black ice. Snowpacked and icy, black ice. Snowpacked and icy, black ice. That's in Snoqualmie. 4th of July pass, Lookout Pass. Highway 212. Sounds like that's clear. Surprise, I know. Cabbage Hill in Oregon, chains are required. Donner Pass in California, it's closed. And the pass remains to be closed due to some safety issues, so I don't have an ETA on that one at all. Parlay Canyon in Utah, that is clear. That's opened. Chains are required in Vail. So the chains are required on I-70 in Vail, Colorado, at Eisenhower in Vail, it says. And Monida Pass in Idaho, I-15, clear. Hopefully it stays that way. And again, a reminder that I-80, I-25 in Wyoming, that is closed due to weather. And then South Dakota, snow-packed and icy, but Northern Cal, Arizona, New Mexico areas are supposed to be clear. So we love to hear that. Josh, hey, he says, I finally saw the Missoula terminal. You did? And what timing, huh? So I hope you stopped in and saw everybody. I'm sure they'd like to say hi. Kenneth, hi, Ken. Says the $1,500 needed to be paid prior to starting or take the payment weekly with the truck payments. Oh, you're talking lease payment. Okay, great question. So as of right now, for the lease, wait, let me make sure that that's what you're referring to. Yeah, okay, I'm guessing that's what you're referring to. Okay, so for the lease purchase, great question. We do have to have that $1,500 down before you transfer into the lease purchase. Or if you're starting in lease purchase, if you're new to Decker and starting. However, on a side note, if you start as a company driver, we can waive that $1,500. You can earn your position into the lease purchase by getting an 850 or above, perfect score being 1,000 on your monthly scorecard, which is one of our, what do you want to, like a performance rating type thing. It's our scorecard is what we call it, but it's a monthly bonus that can add you an extra 4 cents a mile as a company driver, 3 cents a mile as an owner operator or lease purchase. But if your score is 850 or above, you're gonna see success with that lease purchase program. That's just how it is. And Josh Diggs, a good example, right? Hey, Abe. Amy's here. Good to have you. Oh, you came by on Christmas Day, so that's why you didn't. Nobody there on that one, huh? We did have, speaking of hours and everything, we did have the shop in Bessemer opened at 6 a.m. on Sunday. That's going to happen again this week. We're just going to have a repeat of last week with hopefully weather being better. But the shops and the terminals will be closed on Thursday night. So most of them are starting, the shops are usually starting at about 5. And we have a couple that are closing at 11 and then back up and running on Monday at 7 a.m. However, the exception of that is our Bessemer terminal. The Bessemer shop will open on Sunday morning at 6 a.m. So there's an update for you. There was one other thing I was going to hit on that one. Ken says, no flurries around the Santa Fe area, New Mexico. Yeah, I imagine not so much. Here it is cold. Although it is warmer today than it was yesterday. It was negative 20 yesterday, and today it's a whopping 13. So that's a big difference. I'll take it. I'll take what I can get. So I'm all right with it. But I want to go back to that lease purchase. So the lease purchase question that was earlier. $1,500 down payment or starting as a company driver and scoring over 850 in order to have some reassurance of the success in the lease purchase program when you do decide to transfer over. Now, that being said, I do need to confirm that we are going to have lease purchase trucks come next week, the beginning of the year, because right now we did have it on hold because a lot of the trucks that were coming in were going to company drivers, and I want to make sure that they are available. So I will have more information on that for you within the next 2 weeks to give you additional details. However, if you are interested, feel free to reach out to one of the recruiters at 888, that number right down here, 888-668-0698 for more details. You can also apply online at drivedecker.com. Cool? All right. Plus, if you see up here, I got a new little tag here. You can get a hold of us after hours. I know with the holidays, but if you're trying to get some questions answered for yourself and you don't find them on our videos here, or you just want, just have some specific questions, good chance that we can answer them for you through texting Decker to 25,000. So please go ahead and do that with any questions, and we will go ahead and our assistant will answer those questions for you. Cool? That's great for after hours and stuff. But in the meantime, if you want to get a hold of a recruiter directly, and it's 8 to 5, it's during the office hours, and then definitely call the telephone number. That way you can get your questions answered right away. Josh says, Interstate 5 in Washington sucks. Yeah. Yes, I'm sure. Is that where you're at right now? You must be back east again, right? You've got to be. Gotta be. All right, now back to our referral bonuses, what we were talking about a little bit earlier. Our referral bonus program has been going on for a while, and each year, basically the count starts, it's a new clean slate. Okay, perfect, kind of. So it's a clean slate, meaning for every driver you refer, the first 3 at least within that calendar year, you're going to receive a $1,500 bonus paid out within 90 days of their hire. Now, I know that there's criteria. They have to qualify. The individual has to qualify, and they have to start working. They're dispatched out, and all of those good details. We'll take good care of them for you. But, of course, those are the requirements, making sure that they qualify. Now, as of the refer, odds are you either spoke to them in person, on social media, over text, and they got a little bit of information from you. Make sure that you get that information over to the recruiting department. We will go ahead and follow up with them. we'll get them pre-qualified, make sure that they qualify, and then take care of everything for them. So it's an easy process. But the fact that you had the initial conversation with them, that's what gets you that referral. So as long as they provide details letting us know that you referred them, you'll get that credit for that $1,500 bonus paid out within 90 days. Now, the more people you refer, the more that bonus goes up. And I will go into further detail, and we'll continue to do this probably on a monthly basis to keep you guys updated on the referral bonus as we go into 2022. Now, 2020 was a good year for referrals, and you notice that a lot of times when someone is referred to a company, and I'm going to use Decker specifically since those are the numbers I've got, but when somebody is referred by another employee, they have a better understanding of the company. So they know what to expect. They know if they like the equipment ahead of time. They probably already had a sneak peek of it. By the way, sneak peeks are available on our YouTube channel, or just get a hold of the recruiter and we'll just send you the link directly if you want to know that. And I'm betting Miss Anna has or probably will already post that for you in the chat because she's on it and that's just how it works. So yes, you get to know the company a little bit more. You've got these connections within the company, so you have a better understanding when you first come aboard, which is a great sign because then we're working together to get you to your end goals as well as ours. That being said, the $1,500 bonus is paid out within 90 days. If you refer 4 or 5 drivers within that calendar year, you're going to get a $2,000 bonus instead of the $1,500 for the 4th and 5th driver. And if you refer 6 or more drivers within the calendar year, then you get $2,500 for each driver, for each driver 6 and above. Now that said, we have some goals to set for 2022 because I love goals and I said so. No. So this is what I'd like to propose. You guys let me know what you think. We have yet, since we started this about 3 or 4 years ago, we have yet to have somebody refer 6 or more drivers within the calendar year. I would love to see that. So not only would you get that extra $2,500 because you've met, you're bumping up in pay per driver, but you also qualify for the Grand Champion Prize, which is a minimum of 5 hires within the year, along with all the other bonuses like the referral team jacket. You get the tumbler, like a cup. It's kind of like this, Decker cup. There's a few different colors. You get a t-shirt, you get cards. The business cards, by the way, are awesome because you can just hand them out. They have your information on them. That's an easy referral right there. And then, what else? $100 Pilot Flying J gift card. So there's quite a bit of little incentives along the way in addition to the pay. Now, we did have 2 people this year who have not met the 5, but they tied right now at 4 referrals for the year. 4 referrals. I don't know if you guys have done the math on that at all, but that puts each one of those, by the way, who you're looking at here is Lisa Ormont on the left. What's my left? Is it your left? Lisa Ormont on the left and David Perry on the right. David is holding a duck, which if you guys are familiar with us, Lisa likes to share the ducks across others or with others here. Now, we've had 73 referrals hired in 2021, and the payout so far has been over $95,000, which we may not have hit our goal in our monthly payout for our scorecard and Smart Drive bonus. We're awfully close, but we definitely scored over $90,000 in our referral bonus. But the 2 of them, they made $6,500 for the referrals that they made this year. So now it's not over though. The year is not over. We still have 1 drawing left because one of the incentives is a drawing for $1,000 cash or your choice of a laptop or a tablet. of equal value. So we've got that. Yes, indeed. No. Okay, so I missed a couple of comments on here, so I'm going back here. $1.20 team. I have a question. My small business got shut down due to COVID, so I have a W-2 tax form. Will I still be hired? Is my business license good enough proof? Oh, good question. Okay, so there is more to that than just that. When we are getting somebody qualified, your W-2 will most definitely help. And that at times, that's what we've had to use. So in your situation, when you say your business got shut down, I'm assuming, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but you're saying the company that you worked for, right? Not your specific business? Because there's a couple of different ways about it. If it's your specific business, if you were the owner, then not only your W-2, but your insurance and Concentra will also help, if it's a trucking company. So your truck insurance, as well as your Concentra, along with the W-2s, that will help in that employment verification in order to get you approved to come aboard. Now, if you're saying that it was the business that you worked for, then a W-2 will most definitely help. We do like to try and contact the previous owners and do our due diligence to meet DOT requirements. But yes, that W-2 tax form will most definitely help. So whether or not you'd be hired, there's still more criteria for that. So we need to verify everything in the last 3 years: driving, non-driving positions, unemployment, that type of thing. And then what else can I tell you? Oh, and then if your business license is good enough, the business license along with it, so obviously I needed to read the rest of it, then yes, but combined, that would be a good fit if it's a non-driving, non-trucking position. Okay. Now, your experience level is definitely going to be a factor. If you are in an area that we don't offer training for new graduates, then obviously we'll have to wait till you have 6 months of either flatbed experience or a year of tractor trailer to train. Now, there are a lot of areas that we do train, more specifically in the Midwest or out west. There are areas that we train, and it's our over-the-road refrigerated division that we train for. And we also have our Midwest flatbed that we can train. And that's if you attended a PTDI certified school, which is like a 160-hour course, at least a 160-hour course, and of course graduated from there. And then that needs to be recent. What else can I tell you? Otherwise, if you have a minimum of 3 months of tractor trailer experience, and you can qualify that way if you want to come aboard at that point as well. And that in that case, you are avoiding training in that scenario. We do train in our Midwest flatbed and our refrigerated, our over-the-road and Midwest refrigerated. So it was my personal small business making fishing lures. All right. Are you from Montana? If not, I know several that were doing that in Montana, but very cool. Yes, that would definitely help. With the business license, it validates the business itself, and then the W-2 obviously would help. 1099 or W-2 or whatever it is that you use for your taxes in your situation. That'll work. Make sure that you get a hold of one of the recruiters with this flashing number that's flying by here, 888-668-0698. That'll help quite a bit. Cool? Okay. Anything else that I'm missing on those questions that were coming in? Also for pre-qualifying, no major tickets or moving violations in the last 3 years. I mean, we can work with some tickets and some moving violations, but if you've got 2 major moving violations, you know what, you're going to have to wait till some of those fall off. Preventable accidents, incidents, those have to be at least 3 years old if it's a DOT recordable. Now we can work with incidents that are obviously minor and not DOT recordable, even if they're preventable, but we can't work with 4 or more during that time. And another instance, if someone was injured, if there's a fatality, at this point that is very major. If you were ticketed or towed. Those are all scenarios that could prevent you from coming aboard. Oh, you're in Hawaii. Okay. So here's the other sticky situation. Obviously, we're in the 48. So where would you be taking your home time 20 team? I'm not sure if I'm calling you the right thing. $20 team or 20 team. But where would you be taking your home time? Because that would be important. Making sure that we can actually get you to where you need to be. Or are you planning on just running OTR and then, staying out 4 to 6 weeks at a time and then getting yourself back to Hawaii? What are your expectations there? Those are things that we would want to be able to share with your driver manager to make sure that we can accommodate for you. Yeah, I did hear that they really shut down there though. More so than other locations. Real strict. Although Hawaii sounds wonderful right now as we're getting snow and freezing. Okay. All right, anything else that I'm missing on that? I don't think so. Okay, but I did want to share with you the referrals. And as a reminder, we do have that one drawing left. And anybody who referred someone who was hired on within the last quarter, so from September on, your name will be in the drawing for the $1,000 cash or laptop or tablet. So you can also check out our website, drivedecker.com. For those of you who are interested in coming aboard, you can apply there. But for those of you who are interested in knowing who referred the most and who all referred somebody, hop on there, driver-referral, and that'll give you some details on who's in the running and whose name could be picked for that $1,000 in cash or tablet or laptop. I keep forgetting we have that option because most people pick the cash. But when you win, you get to pick whichever one you want. Anna says the submarine division. No, just joking. Texas we can do. Where in Texas? Because I can tell you for my refrigerated division, or our refrigerated division, I'll share it. It is Amarillo, Lubbock, those are good areas. Dallas, Fort Worth, fantastic area. And Houston is a very good area. We do also hire out of the San Antonio area. Actually along, what is that? Oh man, what is that interstate there? I'm going to say the wrong one, so I'm going to look it up. Maybe. It is, zoom out, please. From San Antonio to Dallas is what I'm trying to use. 35. Ha! I was going to say the wrong one, so shh. But from Dallas to San Antonio, really anywhere along 35 there, we do hire and can get you home. You betcha. We don't offer CDL schooling. We do, however, work with PTDI certified schools, Roadmaster, TDI. A lot of community colleges are fantastic that way. And once you've completed that, then we can hire you on and train you for the refrigerated division. Right now it'd be the refrigerated, and that's the only one that we currently have team positions available. Again, I'm making an assumption here, but that's if your wife is planning on driving as well with you. Otherwise, solo, we do allow riders ages 10 to 69. It's $25 a month for a rider to ride. But, so that's up to you. Now, since you don't yet have your CDL, you would need to go through our training. So some of the information that I would give an experienced driver is going to be a little bit different for yourself. Fort Worth, Texas, fantastic. You're good. Golden. But in your case, once you graduate, and then you'll come up to Fort Dodge, Iowa. We'll get you transportation, so don't worry about that. It's usually a rental car or a flight, whichever is more convenient and your preferred. So we'll get you up to Fort Dodge, Iowa, where our main terminal is. We have a week-long orientation for students. So a week long, you'll go through, well, first let me back up here. We'll already have you pre-approved and we know that you meet our qualifications for minimum moving violations, accidents, incidents, background reports, work history, etc. So we already know that you've met that part. And you'll finish an online orientation prior to coming to Fort Dodge for the in-person orientation. So the online orientation, for somebody, well, for myself, I think it took me, should I admit how long it took me the first time? Just sit down and do it all at once instead of getting distracted. That's what I should say. Anyways, it roughly takes about 3 to 4 hours. It's a short little video followed by 2 to 3 questions, another short video, and so on. But it's the online orientation. It cuts off a significant amount of time for the orientation itself, and it allows you to do more hands-on training when you do come in to Fort Dodge. So you'll finish that, you'll have your drug test and your physical taken care of ahead of time, and you'll get a $100 bonus for doing that before coming to orientation. Now, in orientation, you will receive a $1,000 orientation pay that's split between the 2 weeks of, 1 week of orientation. You'll get $500 when you first dispatched out, which is more like shuttling, more on the at the terminal for the first week, and then the other will be on that paycheck, just to make sure that you've got money coming in each and every week. But the first one will just be handed to you. Where was I at on that? So it's a week-long orientation. It's $1,000 total for orientation, $1,100 if you finish that ahead of time, which definitely prefer, suggest, all that good stuff. So you finish that. You will have a hair follicle when you come in for orientation. You'll have a driving test when you come in for orientation. You'll go over company policies and procedures. Quick overview on some of the things that you may have seen during the online orientation that we feel like we need to address a little bit more, or go more in depth on. You'll meet with your driver manager. You'll meet with your trainer. You'll go over running the reefer units and the TransFlow Geotab, which is our ELD system. That's our log system and our communication in the truck. And then you'll be dispatched out with a trainer after a week of, and I mentioned this just briefly, but after a week of on-the-job training in Fort Dodge. So the pay is going to look a little bit different for you too. Now remember, I am just talking students right now. Someone coming in with 0 experience, but is a recent graduate of a PTDI certified school. So you'll have 1 week of orientation, 1 week of on-the-job site training. Then you'll have 2, possibly 3 weeks, depending on when you're routed back, but 2 to 3 weeks of training in a trainer truck. Now, $1,000 for the orientation pay, $700 for training while you're with a trainer and while you're doing the job site training. You'll get $700 a week for that. Once you've completed your training, you're at 52 cents a mile running solo, working your way up to 55 cents a mile by the end of the year. Plus, you have, not plus, I guess, you have that guarantee of $1,000 a week, but it's either or. It's either the cents per mile or the $1,000 guarantee, whichever is going to be the better of the two. That will be your weekly pay once you run solo. And then every 3 months within that first year, as a student, you'll get a penny per mile raise. And then at the end of the year, every year, you'll get a penny raise as well. So the annual raise will continue. Where else did I want to tell you on that one? Oh, the cap right now is at 70 cents a mile. So Earl, for a little bit more detail, we have the $5,000 sign-on bonus that pays out quarterly. That's in addition to same exact requirements for the $1,000 guaranteed pay, which I didn't mention, but I'm giving you a ton of information right now, by the way, Earl. So if it's overkill, best thing to do is just go ahead and contact a recruiter directly. Get some of that information not only through them on the phone at your pace, but also a follow-up email so that you've got it. You guys can look it over. It is, I'm giving you solo pay, by the way, is what I'm quoting you. So if you guys are running team, it'll be a little bit different. But if you do end up running team, you will be running 2 separate team trucks since you guys won't be able to team together. The requirements for the guaranteed pay and the $5,000 sign-on bonus. Now, the $5,000 sign-on bonus is an accelerated bonus, so you'll get $1,250 each quarter. But if you run over 25,000 miles for that quarter, you're going to get an extra 5 cents a mile for all the miles over. So you could definitely be making more. As a student, wouldn't be surprised if you're just at that $1,250, but it's still a good chunk of change. And then we have monthly bonuses and stuff like that too. But we'll move on to that once you kind of get your feet under you and familiar with driving. What else do I want to say? Oh, the requirements that I keep promising. They be available for dispatch at least 5 days out of the work week, which goes from Monday morning to Sunday night, 10 p.m. So be available 5 days out of the week. No load refusals to qualify for this. Get your paperwork in. We have scanners in the truck to get all of your documents in. No load refusals. Be on time, so no driver service failures. It's terrible when I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head. And no preventable accidents and no CSA violations for the week. Those are the basic requirements. Pretty simple, but that's what they are. Will the CDL school be paid out of my pocket, or what is the cost? Another great question. So yes, you are responsible for paying for the CDL school. However, there is a however. Once you have graduated from the PTDI certified school, or a school that's at least 160 hours, you've brought in the certificate as well as the syllabus or the course info, then what you would do is you'd be giving that information to us. So you've already paid for the course. We can reimburse up to $6,000. But the way that that's reimbursed is it's not reimbursed to them, it's reimbursed to you because you've already paid it. So we'll pay you $200 a month up to $6,000 total, but that's after a 90-day period. So you'll be done with your training once you've completed your training and everything. Basically, that's about when it kicks in. Well, it'll be a little bit after that, but that's when we'll start paying you the $200 a month to recoup that schooling cost. So that means the nice part is it's not a contract. So if you decide to leave Decker, which hopefully we're doing a great job and you don't have to, but if you did, then you're not having to pay that back. You can work elsewhere without having that that contract attached to you, so you don't have to worry about that. However, we do have a repayment agreement because we do invest money into you guys to bring you aboard to orientation and to get everything rolling for you. Whatever that cost was, and it's going to be different from one person to the next because of transportation, we have you sign a repayment agreement. So if you left us within the first 6 months, you could be responsible for a portion of those expenses. But each month, we knock $100 off, and then by 6 months, it's wash clean and it no longer exists. But it's just kind of there to make sure that you're doing your homework, we're doing our homework, and making sure we're going to be a good fit for you overall. So, but again, not a contract, so you don't have to worry about that if you decided to leave. It's just having some responsibility there. You betcha. James, hey James, what's the orientation process for experienced drivers? Another great question. Orientation for experienced drivers is 2.5 days, basically. But, there's a but in there, you do need to finish your online orientation that I mentioned for not only new or student drivers, but also experienced drivers. It's roughly about the same, 3 to 4 hours. So it's through a platform called Luma. It's eNugget Training. We'll send you the link and everything once you're approved. But you finish that first. Same with drug test and physical. We'll schedule that for you either out on the road or at home so that you can get that done before coming to orientation. But when you come to orientation, it's a 2.5 day orientation instead of a week long. And we pay you $500, $600 if you do the online orientation stuff, everything ahead of time. Otherwise, it's $500 for orientation pay for inexperienced drivers because it's just 2.5 days. You'll do your hair follicle. You'll do your driving test. You'll meet with your driver manager. You'll have a walkthrough of your truck. Katie will walk through the truck with you, make sure it meets your expectations and all that good stuff. And I think I said meet your driver manager already. And then you're getting dispatched out, put to work, right? What you came here for. So you still have, you'll have the $500 for orientation pay. Now, when you're coming out of orientation, you'll be paid your cents per mile until you have a full week of work week, I should say, because you need to have 5 available days within the work week in order to qualify for the guarantee of $1,000. Now, there are different divisions. So the $1,000, there may be other options besides just the $1,000 guaranteed pay. And your rate of pay per mile is going to be based off of your experience. But you'll have the better of the two, making sure that as an experienced driver, you'll be making more, obviously, for that reason. Let me think if there's something else that I wanted to mention for that. Our trucks are fully equipped, by the way. I was talking about doing a walkthrough of the equipment so you knew what it was all about. Oh, and did I mention hair follicle and driving test? If not, there's that too. I think I mentioned it. I need a checklist. So you do that. But the trucks, yeah, they're fully equipped. They have APUs, inverters, refrigerators, microwaves. We have a 32-inch television in the truck, plus company pays for satellite TV. It's Epic View, and it's 100+ channels, which does include the Sunday Ticket, HBO, Cinemax, Showtime, plus a whole bunch more. But I can't name all of them. And then we have CBs in the truck. We have, I think I said refrigerators. We have the Transflow Geotab system in the truck, which will be your ELDs and your communication to your driver manager. It'll have your routing on there, for your fuel compliance and stuff like that. It'll also be the way for you to scan your documents and get it into payroll so you can get paid. What else do we have? CBs in the truck. We have the free Wi-Fi through the Transflow Geotab. We also have Sirius Radio available through the truck because all of the equipment is there. You do need to hold a subscription in order to have the Sirius. Unlike the television, we hold the subscription for you there. We have DriveWise in the truck for scales. We have pre-pass for tolls. We do have the Smart Drive system, so it does include both inward and outward facing event recorders. Those are kicked on during critical events, and it records onto an SD card in the truck. So if there's a critical event, it'll shoot over 20 seconds of that video to Smart Drive, which is the company we partner with. And then they'll send, if need be, they'll send it to the safety department to evaluate. But that's the only time that the safety department's going to get those. But that's the Smart Drive. It does include inward and outward facing event recorders. It includes lane departure, speed gauge, following distance, erratic lane change, things like that. Those are all triggers on that Smart Drive. Side note, if I didn't mention it already, one of our monthly bonuses is part of the Smart Drive, and that's a penny per mile for all the miles that you ran or completed for the month. That being said, the points, or the way to earn that, is to have 20 points or below on the Smart Drive. And off the top of your head, Anna, can you tell me how many people we had that earned a perfect score this last month? I think it was right around 100 that had a perfect score on our Smart Drive. So definitely doable. Achievable bonuses is what I like, but yet still challenging, right? Because, not a bonus if you don't work for it. Right? I don't know. 20 Team says, I'm willing to do whatever is asked of me to work. I need the experience and don't plan on going anywhere else. Perfect. So yeah, get a hold of us. Let's make it happen. I can tell you that the schooling that we approve is roughly a month long. It's usually 4 weeks at 40 hours a week, unless you're doing like night classes and stuff like that, and then or Saturdays, and then it's a couple of Saturdays with or Saturday Sundays, to get them all in as well. But it's usually about a month long. Yeah, I was thinking it was right around 100 too, Anna. I couldn't remember. I could count them, but who's to say that county will actually get the accurate number, right? When I'm involved. But as long as I don't have to use a calculator. I'm just joking. Okay. I swear I just saw an email come by. All right. Matt says the Snoqualmie Pass road closure chains are required. So, nope. He says Snoqualmie Pass is closed westbound due to poor conditions and spinouts. Eastbound chain is required. No ETA. So I am going to get this out ASAP. Make sure that everybody who needs to know knows. Right? So that's an update for you on the Snoqualmie Pass. Traction tires required, chains required on vehicles over 10,000, gross vehicle weight. Oversized vehicles prohibited. Travel from the westbound is closed. Temporary closed. Okay. And it's still snowing, so be well aware of that. Okay? I'm just going to, I want to get this out real quick to everybody that's out on the road. So ignore me for a second while I post that so that they can see it. Probably need to know before I get off of the live. Right? Okay. Any other questions that I might be missing here? I think we pretty much covered those. We do plan on doing the quarterly sign-on bonus, the referral bonus, I guess, not sign-on. I meant referral. That one I hope to do on Thursday around 3:30, well, 4:30 Central Time. I plan to do that about 4:30 Central Time, and that is the quarterly referral drawing. So anybody who referred somebody within the quarter will be eligible for that. Put the names in there and all that good stuff. Okay. Thank you for allowing me to get that posted. I just didn't want someone needing that information and not being out there as quickly as possible. All right. Now, if you guys have any questions, because the New Year's is coming here, if you're going to have any questions in the evening hours or during the weekend, make sure that you guys text right up here. Text Decker to 25,000, and that should help answer a lot of those questions that you might have. But for more specifics, even more specifics, get a hold of one of the recruiters between 8 and 5 today and tomorrow at 888-668-0698. We will be here Thursday too, by the way. But Thursday night is when the offices will close for the New Year's and be back open Monday morning at 7 a.m. except for our shop in Bessemer, which will open at 6 a.m. on Sunday. The other thing that I wanted to mention is huge shout out to our night ops, our maintenance as well, for being there 24/7. They are always there available for you. Now they are on a shorter staff. I know Christmas was a shorter staff, and so I am assuming that New Year's is going to be a little bit lower staff numbers as well. But they are there 24/7 to take good care of you if you need it. I do know that they had a few goodies on Christmas, and if you're in the Facebook group, in the Decker Facebook group, if you're not, get in there. If you're one of our drivers, make sure that you hop in there. But if you are, I know Allie often mentions, Molly as well, will mention if they have any goodies available, anything for dinner. I know for Thanksgiving they brought in all the fixins that I know of. So they're very well stocked. So they will be there. Huge shout out to them. They do a fantastic job of taking care of you when we're low on numbers. Do you folks know roughly how much it will cost? So I'm prepared. Well, we reimburse up to $6,000 for the schooling. Usually, well, to be honest with you, the numbers that I have are going to be pre-pandemic numbers. I know it's silly to say, but and those were about $3,500 to $5,500 is what I was used to seeing. As far as I know, I have not seen higher or a more expensive schooling, but I haven't looked at the prices of them either. So I'm thinking up to $5,500, but I haven't seen anything higher than that. No, I totally knew what you meant. But I think that's what you're looking at. Yep. Anna says our bonuses last month were over 85,000. So close to 90. Our goal is 90 for our monthly bonus. We have 2 monthly bonuses, but combined, our goal is 90 because it's our 90th anniversary. So we thought, oh, what better to celebrate than hitting a goal of 90,000? And then we're going to do a pie in the face for choice of management. So, but we have December left to do that, and we are coming on the very end of the days, and between weather and everybody trying to get home for home time and Thanksgiving and well, coming off of Thanksgiving, and coming into Christmas, I'm sure that's skewed some people's miles or home time. So it might be difficult to get this month. I'm not trying to make excuses, but I do have a couple right there for if we didn't make it. Had them in the side pocket. Hopefully you guys did make it. As always, please remember safety first. I know I talk a little bit about the weather and what it's going to be looking like, and I will continue to try and keep you guys updated with that. But remember, you are the professional. You need to make the call. And actually, why do I need to say it when he says it best, right? Patrice says a superior driver never allows a situation to deteriorate to the point that superior driving skills become a necessity. The man knows, I can tell you that. He's, with his experience and knowledge of being out on the road, I personally really appreciate his input, but he's right. Don't throw the chains if they're going to get you into trouble. Those are to get you out of trouble, not into them. It's a safety feature or resource. Feature? Resource? But they're there for you to keep you safe. Don't be testing things, right? All right, well, we're coming up on the hour. If you guys have any other questions, I do hope that you reach out to our recruiting department so that we can answer those for you. And again, that number is flashing through on the screen, along with our website that you can call us, or you can't call us on the website. I mean, you can try, but I don't think that'll happen. But you can call us at 888-668-0698, or you can apply online at drivedecker.com. And remember, if it's after hours, you have a couple of questions, want to see, test our assistance knowledge, text Decker to 25,000, and we'll do our best. So DJ Hollywood 406, well, hello from the Missoula terminal. Is DJ Hollywood Matt? It's gotta be Matt, right? I did get your message about the Snoqualmie, and I did update everybody, so letting them know that westbound is closed due to poor conditions. So if that's who Hollywood is, awesome. If it's not, I don't know who it is. But I was guessing. It is! Okay, woohoo! All right, you guys, have a wonderful rest of your week. I will let you be. And enjoy, stay safe, and don't forget, if you need anything, we will have a few shorthands, but we do also have our night ops and our maintenance department available to you guys over the holiday. So be safe. Okay? Take care, you guys.